What do we got? Okay, what have we got? Chat box. Chat box. Chat box. Okay. Hello, everybody. Hello. It's Saturday. I'm in a Saturday mood, whatever that means. Thank you for coming. Let me fix my thing here. Thank you for coming. How is the light looking? How is that light looking? It's too bright. That's too bright. That's too bright. That's too bright. That's bright. How is that light over there? Okay, thank you. Hey, Kerry Mack is here. Joodles is here. Claire is here. Steve Cuff is here. Kermit is here. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming in. My hair is wet. It is not. I don't have any cream on it. I don't put any cream on my hair. It's wet, so it's going to get a bit floppy later. I mean, it's clean. I think it's clean. It might be clean. I was looking through my we could talk about this through my YouTube to see whether I've been remonetized. It does not look like I've been remonetized. It's not such a big deal, but it is something. It is something. Can you hear me, everyone? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? So say hello to everybody, and then tell me, can you see me? Can you hear me? Okay, can you see me? We are privileged today, Lewis. Have you showered, or is the weather terrible out there? No, it's all right. I didn't shave today. I did not shower today. I just put some water in my hair. I mean, I don't even wash my face. I put a little water on it. I wash my hands though. I was out. I mean, I've had an amazing day yesterday. I found somebody's jumper from the Tate. Could have cost 30, 40 pounds or more than that. It's a jumper. You know, one of those jumpers. And it says Tate on the sleeve. And somebody left it there. And they also left a metal IKEA pot of coffee. You know, one of those IKEA pots. And they got the black thing on top. And they also left a coffee mug, which I believe is like leakless. Leakless, okay? Joodles, loud and clear and looking sparkly clean. Thank you very much. I believe I'm clean. You know what it is? If you don't want, you can smell me if I smell bad. If I smell bad, it doesn't matter whether I wash or not. You should not hang out with somebody who smells bad. But if I don't smell, maybe you find me provocative. That's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. Let's return to our natural state. I mean, we're going to have to return to it anyway because we're going back to the Middle Ages because the world is coming to an end. I think. I don't know. Am I allowed to say that? Oh, look at me over there in the mirror. Um, I just believe in that. I don't think we need to be as clean as we are. I go into the park, I pick up rubbish, and then I go home, I wash my hands, and I don't feel dirty. I don't believe in this. I don't believe what they're trying to make us out to be is that once you do something, you're eternally dirty. You know, you've had sex with somebody you shouldn't have sex with, you were dirty. You picked something up in the street, you were dirty. Okay? My natural state is sweaty and greasy. I would not do well in a world without washing. That is not true. Who said that? That's hi-ho Kermit. No, it's not true. We don't need to be washed. Washing is a lie spread by the cosmic, I'm going to go close the door in here. It's like making a little bit of noise. It's getting on my nerves. But I'll be right back. Just talk amongst yourselves. Look at my picture. Um, okay, what are we doing here? Let's just get this thing. This thing's not necessary. There we go. Um, what do we think about cleanliness? This is one of those kicks that I'm not even on a kick. It's like I'm eating raw food. I've been eating raw food for like 5-7 years, but like the last 2 years or more, I've been trying to eat raw food. Though I had a samosa, which is not particularly good. Lewis says, Ruben, stop being so doomsday, please. There are some young people on here and their lives ahead of them. That's actually true. That's actually true. Don't be so doomsday. But I am. I'm a doomsday guy. I'm a doomsday guy. I can't help myself. I mean, we could talk about Doomsday. I don't believe, maybe it is Doomsday. I mean, when you see Donald Trump talking to Keir Starmer, you think, well, what does it matter, really? What does it matter when 1 million people or more are entering the country? Raw Oreos. Yeah. Well, last night I had Oreos. Thank you, Shanks. I've been meaning to speak to you. But Shank, you sent me some great stuff, but I didn't see it until after I posted the thing. The point is last night I went out at about 8:30, and because after the show I'm like exhausted. I don't even know why I'm exhausted because what are we doing here? We're not doing very much. That's the light in the background I'm not happy with. Hold on one second. I can't find. I have two. Oh, here it is. No, that's not it. I have two American flags. I want to put an American flag up here to like deaden the light. Just don't go anywhere, everybody. Everybody stay right there. We haven't started the show yet. Watch me fall. Watch me fall. Watch me fall. This is so stupid. This is so stupid. This is so stupid. That goes there. This goes here. How about like that? Someone's going to complain that the flag is not done properly. Maybe. I think it's all right. It's all right. Is it all right? I can't tell if it's all right. And then we'll take this and we'll put this over here. Is that going to be okay? Well, we'll just do it. Don't. Up. 68 years old. Be really hard. Is that changing anything? Is that changing? Yeah. It's an autofocus. Maybe we should work. Don't deck it. Thank you very much, Stephen. Okay, so we got 25 people already. It's going to be it's going to be good. So, what are we going to discuss today? I was in the park today picking up rubbish. I'm not doing that as much as I used to do, but I'm still doing it. The area, I'm in Southwark, and people I don't know whether we're pigs or whether the council has just forgotten to pick stuff up in the street or whether people who own a shop or own a house should have to pick up the rubbish that's in front of the house like they do in New York. In New York, if you don't pick up the rubbish that's in front of your house, they send you a bill. And people, the city is much, much cleaner than it used to be. It used to be so filthy. I remember asking my father, about the city, about New York. Well, what do they think about America? And they think the Europeans think it's filthy. It's filthy because my father was in Europe a few times. He used to travel over there. Thank you, Red Knight. I'm sparkling today. Thank you, Lewis. GB News ain't the same without you. I like to hear that, but you know what? They'll have me back, and if they don't have me back, I'll do something else. And every single company has a right to fire who they want to fire. If they want to fire Jimmy Kimmel, who's one of my people, probably. I know that guy. I think I know that guy. I may not know that guy. I should read about that guy, but he probably went to a similar type school that I went to. Fourth generation American. He thinks he's better than everybody else. There's a lot of people they're not like me because we go in two directions. I'm now an ultra right wing conservative, and I used to be an extreme left wing person. But that was years and years ago. That was over 40 years ago. I mean, I voted Libertarian in 1984. That's a long time. You could change your belief system. So Jimmy Kimmel. So if they don't want to have Jimmy Kimmel on the air, they should be allowed to get rid of Jimmy Kimmel. And the truth is, who do you think killed Charlie Kirk? Was it one of Charlie Kirk's fans? Bull. But that's what Jimmy Kimmel said. It's one of his fans. How to degrade remember whether the guy was a great guy or not. But the fact is the left wing are crazy. They're crazy and they're violent. Okay. I mean, who is the 33rd Club? I don't know what that is. Red Knight. But it says Jimmy Kimmel sold his soul to the 33rd Club. I never heard of the 33rd Club. Can you please explain what that is? But the truth is I would like to sell myself. If somebody gave me money, and I might sell my soul. I might. Convince Kirk isn't dead. So many holes in the narratives. It will all come out. I think he's dead. I mean, I saw the video. I think he's dead. It's a question of how many people killed him? How many people went there to kill him? It was a political crime. Obviously, a political crime. You know, I think there were many people there, and this young kid, 22 years old, that's the same age as my beautiful son, and his life is ruined. The left have a bloodthirst. Yeah, because they think they're better. I mean, when I was growing up, and I think probably the same thing here, we were thinking, what would happen if we ran into Hitler before the war? What would we do? I was always thinking about killing Hitler. I mean, maybe I can't even use the word kill. I can't use it, maybe, but that's what we think about. We think we've got to stop the war by killing Hitler. And I remember, and I've said this before. I remember being. I mean, I know I shouldn't talk like this because it sounds like I'm so posh, but whatever. I was in Germany and I was 18 years old, and there was this guy Strauss, I think that guy was. He was head of the Bavarian Party, and he was right wing, maybe. Who knows what right wing he was? But the people that I met were all gung ho. We got to kill this guy. We got to kill. It was a horrible thing. It was a horrible thing to say. Hello, Alan. Hello, Steve Cuff is here. Claire, beautiful Alex is here. Stephen is here. Mark J. When the left used to mean left, Lewis. Now it's something unidentified. Far left would even call some people on the left far right. They are that far gone in their head. Well, there's a bit of truth to that, but the truth is the left is the left. The left are globalists. They have a single system of belief, which is a globalist belief. One country, open borders, white people are bad, free and open sex for white people so that we don't have kids and let other people do what they want to do. That's what they do believe that. The problem is we don't know what we believe. What do we believe? What do you believe? What do I believe? I believe in England. They'll always be in England. I was watching a program about what did I see a YouTube video about Anthony Armstrong Jones. The guy was married to the Queen's sister. And they showed England back in the day, and it's unrecognizable. Like London is completely unrecognizable. I was in London the other day. Yesterday, the day before, to do the GB News thing, and it was horrible. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't the England that we know or the England that I love. Do you believe the interracial couple propaganda in adverts? Do I believe it? Well, they're trying to promote people getting together. They want to have they want to have one world. Everybody's the same. Everybody might be the same, but at some point you got to fight for your own family and your own kids and people who look like you. Not that other people are bad. I don't believe that. But why should we be taken over? I mean, I'm not even saying we should be taken over, but we are being taken over. If anyone gets to Batavia, Augustiner Keller is in March for the Dark Beer Festival. Augustiner Keller. What does that mean? Is that like the cellar? Is that the name of the place, Stephen? What is that? What is Batavia? Is Batavia Bavaria? Is it Bavaria Batavia? Is it Bavaria, Stephen? Is it Bavaria Batavia? Anyway, I was in Bavaria. I was in Augsburg or someplace like that, and people were talking about Strauss, this guy Strauss. Does anybody remember him? Probably you don't. It's the pub, says Stephen. Okay. My backyard is increasingly dangerous, and my toilet situation is worsening. Fortunately, I'm sat here looking at this. Well, you could be looking at worse things because I'm going to lecture you about being thin and healthy. I now weigh 77.8 kilograms. Remember, I went down to 76 and I thought, oh my God, I'm doing great. And then I went back up to like 79. And now I'm down to 77. So we can fight. We have to fight to be thin and beautiful. I'm trying my best. I'm not beautiful, but I'm thinner. I'm thinner. I still have it's like what beautiful Liz Bentley. She was here yesterday. Did you love her? I mean, could you tell how much I love her? Could you tell? Is that she's like, this is what men like in women: sparkly, bright, a nice smile. This is what they like. You don't have to be particularly good looking. Just have a nice smile and have a future and be thin. and be thin. You don't even need to be thin. You can be thin-ish. Anyway, so what was I saying? Warmelian said he ate a Mars bar yesterday, and it was a duo. You had two Mars bars, but they're very small Mars bars. They're like 40 grams, so it's not really that much. I mean, Claire will come in and she will say to eat thin, to eat thin. Steve Cuff says we could tell by the way you looked at her, Lewis, undressing her with your eyes. I don't think that I did, but you don't know. I mean, really, you don't know. I just you don't know. You just described me, Lewis. Yes, that's what Claire is. You're a very happy, smiling girl. That's what guys like. Isn't that what guys like? Happy, smiling, happy, smiling. What do they like in guys? What do girls like in guys? I was a greedy bugger yesterday. 4 beers and a Snickers. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's about 800 calories. When I was younger, I mean, when I say younger, I mean about 15 years ago, and I said, I'm going to try to drink like English people. I'd have 2 or 3 beers, and that's how I got fat because I'd never drunk. That's about 800, or 4 beers is 800 calories. Doodle says it was definitely the puppy dog eyes. That's what she says. Are you saying that about me, Doodles? Or are you just talking to Steve about his puppy dog eyes? Um, the point is, the Queen's sister, Freddie Mercury. That's funny. Shanks, the Queen's Freddie Mercury. And it was in England that was lost. And maybe it'll come back. Maybe after the changes, we'll return to a way that we always knew. I don't say always. I've only been here for 25 years. I wasn't here in the 60s and the 50s. I've seen the videos. I mean, I love the Beatles. And I used to watch all the videos about all the music of the 1960s. And it was I'm not saying it was a good time. It looked quite bleak. Anyway, so Alan Williams, he's going to sit there and complain about his leg or whatever. My landlord described my toilet as an emergency situation, then just effed off for the weekend. Well, you're making us ask, well, what are you doing? What are you doing? We love neurotic birds who nag us all day. Birds meaning girls. Yeah. Yeah, you don't. But women, that's what women do. I mean, they just think I got to get this guy to do something. I've got to get this guy to do something, and he's not doing anything. So what can I do except to nag the guy? That's so many calories, Warmelian. Say no to the enemy that is a Mars bar, but also say no to the beer because the beer has alcohol, and alcohol causes disease. Irritation causes inflammation, which causes disease. That's all you need to know. Is what I'm eating inflammatory? Is it causing irritation? And if it's carbs, if it's plants, if it's anything green, it's causing irritation. Grease is the word. You could make a pan of chips in that hair. There's no grease, really. That's what I thought would happen. When you stop washing your hair, you think it's going to drip down like the guy in Angela's Ashes. Who read Angela's Ashes? It's okay. This is Claire, who's got her own little channel for helping people lose weight. She knows how to do it. How much do you weigh, Claire? She weighs 50 kilograms. Okay. Get the bath running. It's Saturday. Yeah, well, people used to only take one bath, and now they're taking a shower every single day, and then they're running. Where's the water gone? Where is the water? So I don't care. As you know, I do not believe in germs. So the next time somebody says, "Oh, get the germs," you go say, "Oh my God, didn't I hear Lewis Schaffer talk about that?" If you remember me, Lewis Schaffer talk about germs. Lewis Schaffer. Warmelian says, "Well, a nose ring can be attractive, okay, but never a septum piercing. Septum is that thing there; it's like a cow's ring. I'm not a big fan of that, but you know what it is, maybe. I mean, the thing is, it's a red flag for a lot of guys. It's a red flag. But with me, I find there's something about a red flag that I find very attractive. It's like I don't. People tell me stuff. I get told stuff by girls, and it's red flags. I don't even want to say what it is, but they're red flags. They're red flags. I mean, and these girls know what are red flags. I don't. I mean, it gets me excited. It gets me attracted to them. Does that make me mental? Makes me bad, I think. It makes me really bad. So Lud is here. I didn't even say hello to Lud. Hello, Lud. Hello, Lud. Claire C. Maltese Phil. What's your channel, lovely? I don't know if she has a channel, Maltese. Let's see how she gets out of it. She should have a channel because she's so helpful to me. She's really, really helpful. And she could help. And thin is what guys like. Okay, thank you. My hair is looking a bit wet. It's a bit wet. Thank you, Daryl, for coming in. Daryl is a girl. It's not Daryl, it's Daryl. I like it. I like it. Vatnai says, Maltese Phil, I would be cool with the beers, especially with a good meal. But since cutting out sugar and sweet food, I find Snickers and Mars bars almost inedible. That's a case could be made for that, yeah. I mean, I don't eat those as often as I don't eat them very often. I don't eat them that often. But that's right. That's actually right. Oof, Lud. Spicy. What did Lud say? I brought bath salts, Joodles, and I'm not afraid to use it. There you go. Well, there you go. Joodles, meet Lud. Do you live close by to each other? Do you meet close by to Joodles? Okay, I think you might like, I know, you would like Joodles. Spiteful mutants have nose rings. The left wing, and that's what makes them dangerous, really. That's what makes them dangerous. Let's see. Warmellian, Steve Cuff says, never ever go out with a girl who has a scrotum piercing. No, it's a very funny concept. Unfortunately, it used to be a funny concept, and now it's not a funny concept because there are girls with scrotum who call themselves girls, and we got to go along with it. I don't exactly have one, says Claire. I think Lewis meant on here. Yeah, let's contact her. Where how can we contact each other? Go to Discord. Can we go to Discord? Let's go to Discord. Let me just pull that up. Pull this up, and I'll post this. If you want to speak to Claire, go to Claire and I don't know how much Claire is going to charge, but make sure you charge. What's going on here? This is a problem. I can't figure this out. There it is. Invite to server. That's what this is called. No, that's not it. This is now the dull part of the show. Invite friends. Invite friends. Invite to server. There it is. Share this link with others. Set this link to never expire. There's no link here. All right, I'll have to figure out what the link is. But do you think that's a good way for people to get in touch with each other? Lud, you can contact Joodles. I have a bowl of musty peas, Joodles. So tonight we're having a jacuzzi. Okay, I don't really understand that. A bowl of mushy peas. What does that mean? What does it mean? I don't know what it means. Tell me what it means. Thank you for your love, Alan Williams says. I'm just one-legged burden to Lewis. He's so much nicer when Liz is here. Yeah, that's true. That's what women do. They can make you nicer. They can make you nicer. You never see a man being mean to a woman in public, but you do see women being mean to men in public. And, okay, Maltese Phil. I don't know whether this is true. That didn't say scrotum, but yours is funnier. What did it say? Scrotum. What did it say? It wasn't scrotum. Scrotum piercing. It said, Steve Cuff said that. She did say that. It did say scrotum. Scrotum. That didn't say, it did say, what did you think that I said? She's always correcting me. Jules is always correcting me. I used to have a Prince Albert. Lots of fun, but sitting down to pee was a must. I don't understand what people are talking about. What exactly is that? You don't have to explain it to me, but just remember that I don't understand what you're talking about, Maltese Phil. You are YOU apostrophe R's. You're starting to resemble MB in the Godfather film, Marlon Brando. Do you think so? He was much younger. He was like in his 50s when he made that film. I have a bowl of mushy peas. That's what Lud says. I did say scrotum, gutted that you're ignoring me, Joodles. Are you ignoring Steve Cuff? Why are you talking to me? He did write scrotum. I did read it correctly. I did. 25. Okay. Mushy peas means they will have a windy bum. So if you have a windy bum, you should take a bath together. Is that what you're saying? I don't have a windy bum anymore because I'm on a low carb diet. I eat all meat, so I don't fart. I literally do not fart. I do not burp. Maybe my breath is bad, but I don't fart and I don't burp. My workmate thinks Lewis looks like Epstein. Yeah, that's nice. Thank you, Vatanai. Vatanai's music says this, and people have said that about me. I mean, he was a really good-looking guy. He was a horrible human being, probably, but he was a really good-looking guy. Claire says, Liz is so lovely. Yeah, she is lovely. She is like really lovely. She's got a nice husband. So there you go. Mushy peas with a Scotch pie is a must. Lots of vinegar. I can't have peas anymore. Scotch pie I could probably have, but it has carbs. It's a lot. What is a Scotch pie? Is Lewis? We communicate. Well, here we go. We could talk about farting. We talk about poos. We could talk about farting. Lewis, we communicate on Discord all the time. It's all good. Okay, there you go, Joe. That's what Joe says. So if you want to catch somebody, make sure you're a member. Make sure you like. Don't wait for the last minute to like this stream or to subscribe. Don't wait for the last minute. Okay. I'll be farting a lot, Lewis, creating bubbles in the bath. Yeah, because you're on a high carb diet. Stop being on a high carb diet, then you won't fart. Beans, what is that saying? It says it in that bit of wisdom. Beans, good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you fart. The more you fart, the better you feel. So eat your beans at every meal. Why? Because it's filled with fiber that is indigestible. Plants are bad. Scrotum, says Warmelian. Lewis, rocking the hot mafia boss look. Do you think so? Claire, do you think that's really true? I look a bit Italian. Kind of Italian. Well, that's what Mediterranean. Everybody's related. Pete's Transport is here, so let's say hello to Pete. We've got 36 viewers. That's so good on a Saturday. That's really, really good. You've got and it's turning into the winter weather, so you think to yourself, maybe you should go out and go to the pub and sit in the pub. And maybe I'll call up, I don't know who I'll call up. I don't have any friends. You're my only friends. You all got friends. Are you friends? Mushy peas are just food. Had no idea it meant arse gas and a bath, Stephen. That's true. You just think everybody's eating mushy peas. You don't know the difference between mushy peas and a piece of meat. You don't know. But a piece of raw beef is good for you. And mushy peas make you fart. And the more you fart, and it's not good for your digestive system. Who wants to argue with me? Do you want to argue with me? Let's start arguing with me. I'm at the reception desk at the doctor's watching you. My workmate was curious to see what I was watching. I'll try to be as careful as possible. Remember, I'm not monetized, so I don't really care almost. Or maybe I can be banned or something. I don't know what they can do to me. I want to be monetized. You want to be told. I didn't shave today. I should have shaved. Yeah, well, you say hello to the guy. I don't believe. I know you deal with doctors all the time, or maybe Kermit deals with doctors. Who knows who deals with doctors? You are looking a bit like Robert De Niro and Jackie Brown. Well, the older Robert De Niro. Is that what you mean? Or he combs his hair back, whatever. He was great, Robert De Niro. He was great, or he was very good, or he was brand new when those movies were made, and now he hates Donald Trump. Maltese Phil says, I grew up in Yorkshire. This is what Maltese Phil says. Mushy peas were on almost every meal. I hate mushy peas. Even with mint in it. Yeah, but it is food. It is cooked. And it is food. It's not going to kill you immediately. But that doesn't make it good for you, really. Or maybe I'm doing bad. Alistair Williams was kicked off YouTube, Shanks says. Alistair Williams was going to be on the show with me the other day, and he didn't want to do it. Why was he kicked off? I met the guy years and years and years ago, maybe 15 years ago. Maybe 15 years ago I met him. Steve Cuff, I do 12 shifts a month for out of hours GP service. 12 shifts a month. How long is a shift? Is a shift 8 hours or is it 12 hours? How long is a shift? I'd like to work. I mean, I think of this, the reason I'm so happy on this thing, because I think of this as work. And this is not work. This is like going to the pub. Everybody goes to the pub from 5 to 7. Okay, I'll go to the pub from 5 to 7. People say, well, where are you? We're at the pub. We were waiting for you. So you go to the pub. Mushy peas go with meat pies. Probably because there's not enough protein in a meat pie. Maybe. I don't know. Pete's transport. I don't know about mushy peas. Oh, look, it's sunny in Manchester for a change. Absolutely pissing it down. You're saying it's not sunny in Manchester. Well, sunny, do you know it rains twice as many inches of rain in Manchester as it does in London? But it rains the exact same amount of rain in New York City as it does in Manchester. So people always think it's always, it's sunny in New York. It is sunny, but it gets a lot of rain. When it really rains, it rains. This is your work, Lewis, says Watermelon. This is your work, and we are your colleagues. I think you are. I think if I do a show, you'll have to show up. You're going to want to show up, but you're going to have to show up because otherwise I won't have a show. So you don't realize, got 41 people. You're here. A lot of you people, I call you people. What a horrible thing to call people. But you're here every day. Every day. Right? Every day. Yeah, don't expect any sense out of Joodles. You can't expect any sense because she's a girl, no matter how smart she is. No matter where on the curve she is, she's still a girl. And I like girls. At least you're not Everton Joodles. What's wrong with Everton? I like that guy. Who was the manager? What was the manager that was there for like 10 years and then he quit and then they brought him back? I'm expecting a worse result than you. Oh, we're talking about the football match. Oh my God, who cares? Did Crystal Palace win? That's all I care about. They were ahead 2-1 against West Ham. So that's a strong competitor. And that's kind of, that West Ham is sort of that's what's great about football, all these teams. I remember coming to London and thinking to myself, what team am I going to support? What team am I going to support? And because there's no London teams. I said, there's no London teams. 102 days. It's a thing, so must mean something. Well, what does 102 stand for? 101 Dalmatians, but what is 102? What number, what thing is 102 that everybody knows about? You mentioned 102. Vatanized Music says usually 8 hours. That's his shift. Sometimes 12. I'm waiting to take a doc on a house call. Okay, the most common ailment we treat is urine infections in females and older men. Interesting. Why is that? Why urine infections? Remember, ladies, after you have sex, you have to pee. You have to pee to clear it out. That's what causes the urine infections. Shanks goes, Grok says Stephen and Allen should stop making personality remarks about Trump on his show, like calling him orange. Did Grok actually say that? Is that an insult to call him orange? Well, he's left-wing, and I love Donald Trump. As much as you can love a guy 79 years old and going to die. So, what about urine infections? Who's suffering from urine infections? Okay. Lud is laughing, which is good. Claire's talking to Warmellian. Indeed, I would be that woman for Dr. Schaffer. What is the woman? The one with the yeast infection? What kind of, not yeast infection, urine infections. What's a urine infection? No one has an infection in the urine. In the urinary pipe, maybe. Personal. Okay, yeah. Penalty. I don't want to hear this. I'm not going to read. Thank you, Joodles. You can tell me whatever it is. We are labeled as non-toxic. Yes, we are labeled as non-toxic, Stephen. I missed that. I don't know what that is. 102 Dalmatians was the sequel. Okay, there you go. Says Kermit, thank you. Always the good information. De Niro, screaming lefty, great actor, but a lefty. He's a screaming lefty. Ruben, you're saying he's a screaming lefty. Yeah, he is. But he's similar to me. You know, he's half Jewish. You know, and a lot of Jews are left wing, and then they're being attacked by the left wing. It's like, come on. David B is here. David P. 102 damnations, says Steve Cuff. That's kind of humorous for me. Just because something isn't laughed on funny to me, that doesn't mean it's not funny. I just don't understand it. I just don't understand that. I'm not as smart as I used to be. David B says, hi, Lewis. I've not tuned in for a while. I hope you're well. You know what, David? Thank you for asking. I am well. I got the results back from my CT scan of my, digestive organs, and they say that they're fine. They don't notice anything. We'll see you in 2 years. So there you go. But thank you, David B, for coming back. Everybody welcome David B for coming back. Steven says, Kermit, it's great not being a part of a decent bunch. Yeah, it feels good. It feels good when people look at you and they say, you're not right. And I go, yeah, I'm not right. Look at you. You're right. All those people, left-wingers, they think they're the greatest people on earth. That's the really tragic thing. And they're all my friends. All the women I've ever gone out with, they all think they're doing the right thing. And I don't believe that they are. But they do. And they're nice people still. De Niro is strange. That's what Wormelian says. Because he spoke out about vaccines years ago, but then he went quiet and ultra woke. I guess they got to him. You know what it is? It's like he's paid so much money. He saw what happened to Donald Trump's business when Donald Trump went up above the parapet and people stopped going to his hotels and whatever it is, that kind of thing. There were some black times for Donald Trump. So maybe, yeah, it's not that they got to him. It's that the people got to him. Did you see De Niro's son, Lewis? He's completely trans out. Very sad. Yeah, it's so sad. It's really sad. I saw a picture of a friend of mine, a girl that I knew, boy that I knew, became a girl. And then she's dead. I don't know. She wasn't a good friend of mine, but yeah, 47 watching. More thumbs up for the channel. Yeah, that's great, Stephen. Everybody put a thumbs up, which is a thumbs up. That's what liking means, a thumbs up. And put a and subscribe if you can. Yeah, transing out. That's a lot of people want their kids to trans out, as I've said why. And I don't think that people who are trans are evil. I don't think so. So, that's one of the things they said about me, that I said that they were evil. I don't think that they're evil, but I think the actual concept of castration of children is evil. That is evil. People who are children, are they evil? I don't think that they can be. You got to blame the parents. Later on, maybe. I don't know. The best thing about dogs is that they never run out of fur coats. That's a good joke. It's a good joke, Alan. He didn't become a girl, Lewis, because that's not possible. Okay. He didn't say that. You have to stop with this language. You know what, Joodles? You're totally right. And Joodles is speaking to each and every one of us up here. Can we speak to each and every one of us? Which is, what are we saying? We have to use the correct language. You cannot become a woman. Before he started calling himself a woman. Which is that the right way to say it? So Steve Cuff agrees with Joodles, whatever that is. Maltese Phil believes in Joodles. Claire C said, yes, a man cannot become a girl. So that's 3 in a row. 4 in a row, says Steve Cuff. Oh, maybe you're backing it up. People also saying grooming gangs when they are just grape gangs. Yes, they're not grooming gangs because they've actually succeeded. Grooming is the prelude to it. And these are girls who did not get enough love from their parents because the parents were sent the kids away to school from the age of 3 and sent away to school. School is bad. School is evil. I'm against public education. I don't think people should go to school until they're about 10 years old. And even then, you got to be very careful. In Manchester City Centre, the metros have right-of-way in the traffic. It's all about trams rights up there. The rights of trams. Okay, this is a joke, Kermit, so maybe tell me it's a joke so I don't... It's a joke, true, as well as not being taught by the parents. Yeah, it's a mental health issue. It's a mental health issue. And I mean, we were all afraid to say it. And something's happened over the last couple of years. And that's why I realized castration of children is not acceptable. Castration of anybody is not acceptable. You know, it's whatever. I don't want to use the word EVIL. I don't use the word vile. It's not right. It's not right. Some of the girls were abducted at knife point. That's definitely not grooming, says Keith. Yeah. Yeah, and Alan Williams agrees with Joodles. And Joodles agrees with Kermit. And Donna is here. Where did Donna just come in? I didn't even see Donna. I blame the gang and their culture, to be honest. You want to know something? The truth is, even if the people that were coming into this country were 100% nice, the fact is, the people of this country have been lied to, and they don't know why the people are coming in, and they've been taken out of the control of their own country. So it's not good. Mass immigration is not good. I blame the gang and their culture, to be honest. That's what Keith Bexley. Good to see you, Keith. I mean, it's not good what they're doing, but at the same time, even if they didn't do what they're doing, we would still be furious. I'm furious. I mean, I gotta basically learn to be happy. We have a future. We will have a future. We will have a future. People are getting fed up with Keir Starmer, and it's not even just Keir Starmer. It's the radical left, mass migrationists. Blackadder's here. Hi, all. I'm a bit late today. Not that late. 45 minutes late. What have I missed? Okay, well, you can tell Blackadder what he's missed. Surely there was a bunch of them, Kermit says. What are you saying, Kermit? What do I have to do? Kermit got in touch with me, and I don't know what he wanted me to do. They come here with their 7th century ways. We are centuries ahead. It doesn't mix. And it's not even 7th century ways. They were different even back in the day. People fought them back in the day. You know, they fought them back in the day. But you are right, Claire. We've got to fight for I'm calling it our country. Chewing the fat, talking about mushy peas. Let's get back to mushy peas. Lewis is argumentative today, Blackadder, because he hasn't had his oats. I haven't had oats in a long time. You know what I used to do with oats? I used to sprinkle raw oats on yogurt with sugar. And raw oats is really bad for you. Oats should be soaked for at least a week. That's what the Scottish people do. They shouldn't be eaten raw. Oats are not good for you. Oats are for horses. Humans, meaning English people. That's a joke. That's a joke. And I'm a satirical comedian. Remember that. I'm not meant to eat oats. Not meant to. It's our countries, Lewis. We are the Europeans. We share our countries and our cultures. Well, yeah, because we think nothing bad is going to happen. They'll always be in England. Something bad is happening to this country. You are one of us, Lewis. In a lot of ways, I am. I've been here for 25 years. Whether I am one of you or not, I like you. I'm fighting for England and Britain and Scotland and the Angles and the Saxons and the Jutes and even the Nigerians that have lived here long enough to be a fan of Crystal Palace. Okay? If you love Crystal Palace, I love you. You've seen that Paris is burning. No. Is this the latest thing? Riots, Kermit. Are there riots there? Porridge made with water and honey to sweeten is best. Of course it is. It's all sugar. Porridge is sugar. It's oats. I'm going to write that down. Paris is burning. That's an old thing. Paris is burning. You know, I mean, maybe people needed excitement in this country. The frogs love a riot. Yeah, and so they need to be rioting more. It's the Islamicists and the commies. Are they together? Because sooner or later they won't be together, because it's really hard to be a commie and an Islamicist. You know, commies are a different religion than Islam. So it's like what happened in Iran. Am I right about this? I don't know what I'm talking about. Why do I sit here? This is how I'm going to get into trouble, because they're saying this guy sounds like he knows what he's talking about. He has no clue. They seem to be. Are they fighting French people? That's what we need to know. I'm not in favor of that. Exactly. And none of the staff will speak English, says Steve Cuff. What is that? United fans are the luckiest fans on the planet. Why are they lucky? Do I have to check to see who's winning? I've got 2 phones now. Not a French flag in sight. Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible, but I knew that was happening years ago. But you know what it is? These things happen. They happen really slowly, and then all at once. Who said that? Who said that? It happens war happens really slowly, and then all at once. The Germans are building up, and people get tired of the Germans building up. Next thing you know, they're in Paris. They're in Paris. I'm checking to see what the sports results are. And then we're not going to talk about it. But Liverpool beat Everton. That's a home derby, as we say. That's a home derby. Okay. The Spurs drew against Brighton. Well, we don't want Brighton to win, because I am a Crystal Palace supporter. Burnley and Forest also drew. Forest is a strong team, and Burnley is just coming up. Palace won. Let's see what the record for Palace is. The table. Palace, no. Palace is in 4th position. Crystal Palace is in 4th position. We're ahead of Chelsea, Sunderland, Everton, Man United, Leeds, Man City, Newcastle, Fulham. Holy cow. And I don't think we've lost a match. We've gone on an unbeaten streak. So round of applause for Crystal Palace. Lovely people, Crystal Palace. Hello, everyone. Lauren is here. I'm looking after my grandson overnight. Perfectly behaved. Well, is it still overnight? It's now 5 o'clock. Oh, what time are you putting him to sleep? Don't put him to sleep at the same time the McCanns put Madeline to sleep. It's a bit too early. Keith Bexley, you are right, Lewis. I love every sentence that says you are right. I love that. I love every sentence. So thank you, Keith. You have heard decades of information from many sources and speak the truth. Yeah, I think I do. I'm just saying the situation is very dangerous. Oh, Kermit was making a joke. He said satire. I never even heard the word satire used in America. It's used really often here. Teaser Pop is here. Good to see you, Teaser. He never sees my messages. Maybe I don't. I don't know why. You're the first time I saw you in there. What are your messages? Okay, Lewis, I want to know what you do after the show every day, Tiggy. I'll meet you for a drink. I don't know what I do. What I do every day is because remember, most of the shows have been in the summertime, and now it's getting to be cold. It's now 7 o'clock. It's almost dark. What I do now is I go into my bedroom and I lie down. And I lie down for an hour and I think, what do I do now? I got nothing to do. I used to go do stuff every single night. Thank you, Teaser. Is it Teaser or Tizer? I don't know. But that's what I do. But thank you very much. And if you could repeat, I don't know what happened there. Why are you a live chat? Why you're not up there? Who have I forgotten? I just fixed it. Because up on the screen it says live chat, top chat. And I have to actually actively every single time press live chat. Otherwise I don't. And I'll tell you one thing about me, Teaser. I don't want anybody to be upset. I don't want anybody to be upset. And you're doing the right thing, Teaser. Speaking to somebody who you could say, Lewis, Teaser's trying to reach you. And I go, oh my God, is she? Not that I'm a great guy. I'm not a great guy that way, but I want everyone to like me because I'm very insecure. I'm incredibly insecure. But like yesterday, was in bed and then I got out of bed and I walked around for an hour. I walked outside for an hour, not in the park, because it's London is not quite as safe. Maybe London is as safe as it's always been. Doesn't feel safe. Judel says, I predicted the Spurs to lose today. 0 points on Super 6. And I think it's my last week to catch half Armenian. He can't play because he's not in the UK. Yeah. Alan Williams goes, geez, Lewis, I can't tell. I can't tell. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Lewis is our guru. Thank you, Claire. Claire always says something nice about me. I'm using satire for you and your Maddie jokes. Well, it's true, Maddie. I mean, really, I don't forget what I said about her, but I mean, let's have a prayer for her. Let's have a prayer for Madeline McCann. She was unloved, but I'm going to say something horrible. I shouldn't even say anything because it's like you're not allowed to say anything bad about those parents. And it's not like, oh, if she was working class, she would never have gotten the support. That's not the issue. That's the bull English working class versus upper class thing. It isn't that way. It isn't that way. These were bad parents. Bad parents. Bad parents. And who knows what they did. Bad. I shouldn't talk like this. They tried to kick me out of my group, the kids group at Peckham Rye, because I was saying bad things about them. Yeah. Is it too soon to say too soon? Is it too late to say? I mean, how many years has it been? 17 years or something, or 18 years for Madeline McCann. 17, 18 years. I've been watching, Judel's turned me on to this detective. What is the guy called? And it's everything that I've been saying. I've got books here on that. I bought a book and then the guy got put in jail. Or he had to pay a fine or something because he spoke what he thought was the truth. Because even then, 17 years ago, this is not America. Maybe I should, I don't know. Maybe I can't open my mouth. I don't know. Soon as the care homes will be jabbing for flu and COVID, 4 to 5 days later, we will be inundated with calls for patients feeling ill, 30 or 40 of them. Some will get serious chest infections. Yeah, Vatanai, yeah, it's totally stupid. Totally stupid. Why would you want to put somebody else's schmutz, DNA, Philadelphia cream cheese, in your arm? You're going to feel sick. I would not take any vaccines, including the one that begins with a P and ends with an I-O. I would not. Judels comes in, deception detective. Yes, brilliant. I watch that, and so I would not take any vaccines. I don't even believe in vaccines for chicken. I don't think I can discuss it. They'll take me off the air for misinformation or something. Who knows what they're going to do to me? That's why you have to like this. You have to, please, you don't have to. You can subscribe. You could go to Discord and talk amongst yourselves. You're all good people. All the people here, I don't see a bad person here. Shush Weavers is here. I don't see a bad person. Steve Cuff, Steven, Mormellian, Kermit, these are good people. Anyway, what was I saying? This weekend is horrible for me. Why is it horrible, Lorna? Okay. Yes, I realized that after missing some messages when I first started following Lewis. Yeah, we've got to just make it live chat. I think that not top chat, but live chat. Let the jokes flow through you, Stephen. Regarding a Star Wars reference, that's not for me. Even if I change the window size of the browser, I have to change live messages again. Okay, what does that mean? Is there anything that I can do, Kermit, to make it easier to read? I'm trying to stay in the middle of the screen. Can we, maybe this can go up here. No, it can't. There's not enough room. Maybe that can go there. Can this go here? Can that go there? There you go, at Lewis Schaffer. Let's go to Twitter. Let's all be so connected. Even if I yeah. So should I change something, Kermit? The thing about Madeline McCann, that's one of those subjects. I was as obsessed with Madeline McCann pretty much as anything. I thought, because it's like I'm thinking that they're guilty, and I'm parents, and I'm making a joke about it, and people like looking at me like, how could I say that? I could not believe it. I couldn't believe that. It's a similar thing, because this was at my time of awakening. When was that? My kids, and a little bit before that, I was involved in infant potty training, where I potty trained my, I'm not going to say which one. He might be embarrassed at about 2 months old. YouTube is just a bit weird about wanting us to see the top messages, but not sure how it decides which are or which not, says Kermit. Yeah, it is a bit weird. It is a bit weird. See, I'm reading you and the messages here, but I don't see you down here at the bottom. Even if I change the window size. Where did you write that, Kermit? Where did Lud write that thing? Because I've got the screen here, and then I'm looking on the top here. I don't like the way I look anymore. I don't like the way I look. You spelt love wrong in there, Claire. What did Claire say that was wrong? I don't know what I missed here. I have asked Nana Akua, whatever, however she pronounces his name, Nana, to have you on a show. She was asking for guests, and I thought of you, sweetheart. Oh, that's really sweet. When is this written? It's written on the screen, but it's not here. It's not here. Okay. See, this is the thing. I don't know. I'm like a bit blocked here. Like my screen is not moving. Now it is. Now it is moving. It's like it got blocked. It got blocked. Thank you, Lorna, for doing that. Lorna asked Nana to do that. She's so thin and beautiful. Keith Bexley, I think he would be embarrassed if he wasn't potty trained. Yeah, but he was potty trained at 2 years old, 2 months old, 2 months old. I'm not even going to have an argument with you people about it. It's ridiculous. They want us to buy nappies. You got 5-year-olds in nappies, or 2-year-olds in nappies, or 1-year-old in nappies. Dogs don't need nappies. Richard D. Hall did some interesting research on Madeline and the McCanns. You don't even need to do research. It's all there. Everything is there. Shanks, everything is there about the McCanns. Everything is there. YouTube, okay, YouTube is notorious for being pillocks, in my opinion. They make everything unnecessarily hard. Yeah, I'm waiting to find out whether I've been demonetized. I'm waiting. I don't know. I mean, I looked for it. I don't remember what. I also make it more difficult because I've got 3 or 4 Gmail accounts, and I think, well, one is going to be for my local stuff, and one is going to be for comedy business stuff, and one is going to be for, let's say, you people, and then I forget which one I did the YouTube thing. Love you tons, but Lorna, you don't have to say you may have to. It saddens me so much. It saddens me so much. And then other people might see it and think, oh, maybe I've got to go. So you don't have to say you got to go. If you just go, I'll miss you. I will miss you. I'll notice you're not here, so you don't need to say anything, and I won't take it personally. I might be half cut when I get into night, Joodles, so I might get a little frisky under the water. Okay, well, there you go. Joodles and Lud. Joodles has a date. Do you live close? She lives up there. Can I say where you live, Joodles? I always forget. Can I say where you live? Because you told me, but I don't like to reveal the personal information. Okay. Portuguese family holidays are cheap. Just don't bring the children. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. And maybe they wanted to have sex with each other. Maybe they wanted to have sex with other people. I'm not saying that's... And if they do, I do not care. I do not care. I just care about the kids. I care... I mean, kids need a lot of attention. I was a really good parent. But thank you, Stephen, for that. Portuguese families are not for the kids. I don't even know if that's true. They could be for the kids, but you don't put them to bed at 6:30. That's what they were doing on a holiday. You feel bad for her. And she was a whiny, straggly kid, which means that she was not loved enough by the mother. And the mother, let her sue me. Don't let her sue me. Nobody, please don't even think about that. Steve Cuff says, some of the docs know it is wrong, but they do it to get the extra jab money, thousands and thousands of doses. Exactly right. And of course, what's the difference between COVID and the flu? Nothing. They're the same thing. And what is the flu? It's a nothingness. It's not enough vitamin D. Could be dust coming in from the Amazon. Who knows? Not the Amazon, from the Sahara. I wouldn't leave my kids asleep 5 minutes walk away. Just saying, Kermit. Me neither. I tried to do. You can't do it. You can't do it. But you think to yourself, oh no, you know what I mean? It's bad parenting, and they've gotten away with it. They are the Austria of parents, parents. Parents. Who knows what the motivations of them were? But Kermit, I agree with you completely. Who in their right mind would? Steve Cuff says, speaking to Kermit. Yeah, who would do that? But that's not the point. The point is they did a lot of things that were really, really bad. The mother was not a particularly good mother, as lots of mothers are. She never put the kid down, so the kid would cry. The mother would pick the kid up, of course, so the kid keeps on crying till they become horrible. Shanks, what's your take on the McCanns? I assume you're making a joke. Okay. Do I need to fight Lud over Joodles? Yeah, I think you do. You do, and I think Joodles likes a nice fight. She's from Northern Ireland. They like to fight. Just don't be standing on the doorstep with that rolling pin, Joodles. That scared me last week. I don't know what happened there. Like Pistol, people are fighting for Joodles. Joodles is a quality girl, from what I can tell. Quality. She's a quality girl. She's really bright, and she's not afraid to speak her mind. She makes a lot of jokes. She laughs a lot, and she's hot. She's hot. Lou Lud says, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Well, you're going to lose out. You got to fight for the women today. Lewis, I was a single mother when it happened. If I have done that, I would have been crucified for it. They were middle-class people. Joe, I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm a middle-class guy, American middle class. I don't believe in this class bullshit that you guys have in this country. I'm middle class. I'm working class. To all of it. You're all English people. Your kids don't have to be working class. You don't have to be working class. You could be middle class tomorrow if you want to. Okay? But people take pride because they're told, oh, you're supposed to be working. We don't have to be working because we're upper class. We're supposed to be working, but we demand more money. I'm not mad at you. Did I sound like I was mad at you, Joe? I'm not mad at you. But that's one thing that really kills me about this country is this working. There are no working class. There's only English people fighting against the invaders in this country. The Angles, the Saxons, the Jutes. We are the Angles, the Saxons, the Jutes, the Picts, the Cornish, the Scots, the Irish, the Northern Irish. We're the Nigerians who've been living in this country for years. We are the people of Britain. And we demand to have a voice. I'm not demanding. I am a comedy satirist. Okay, so what are we doing? I think it was because they were doctors. They seem to be another class. Or it could be that, or it could be they knew who to call. They called the Home Office immediately. They knew. And because they're another class. They're not another class. People know things. There are people who are upper class who don't know things. And there are people who are lower class who know things. They've got their own friends that they could call up. Nigerians, even Nigerians. I mean, not people who came recently, but, people who love Britain, who want Britain to remain Britain and not to be part of another continent. Blackadder says, I'm 100% right. But Joe is going to argue with me, and let's see what Joe says. Maybe she can convince me, because you're probably right, actually. I meant how it was looked at was differently. I'm not essentially working class. I'm just saying I was a single mom, so I wouldn't have been looked at different. You would have been looked at differently, Joe says. That's true, which is why you shouldn't be, which is why we should try not to be a single mom. And if we're going to be a single mom, we should be, we should be a widower or something. We should not get divorced. I'm against them. This is where I lose the people. I'm against divorce. I'm against all those things that I've put into practice in my own life. I'm against promiscuity. I'm against abortion. I'm against divorce. I'm against second wives. I'm in favor. I'm an incredibly conservative person, but I'm not really that conservative. Do you agree with me? They knew who to call, and they seemed like legitimate people, even though they were really bad people. They were bad, bad, bad people. They were asked 41 questions by the Portuguese police, and they didn't answer them. Somebody comes to you and says, "Where were you when your kid was missing? What did you think?" You would answer every single question. Every single question. Every single question. Yeah. Thank you, Blackadder. Where are you from again, Blackadder? I know you're fat. McCann's related to Gordon Brown. Yeah, maybe they were related. Who knows what they were doing? I've heard things about them. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know what they were doing, whether they were doing bad things. What do you think? Do you think they were doing bad things? Even if they were the nicest people in the world, they were really bad parents. I'm saying it. I shouldn't be even talking like this. I'm a Nigerian prince. I have many monies to hide. Can I get you your bank details and your details, and we'll send you 4.62 billion to hide for me? Yeah. What is my joke? My joke is if I didn't get Nigerian emails, I got no emails at all. Yeah, it's a real mistake. You don't let. This is not America. America lets people in, but the American ideology is so strong that they go to America to make money. That's why we shouldn't give people money. People go to America. You shouldn't. It should be hard, and let them fight let those people who come from the horrible countries of the world, let them be grateful they're here, that there is the rule of law, that the streets are safe, that they're clean. Let them decide. Claire Warren is here. Define working class. Yeah, what does that mean exactly? What does it mean to be working class? People, am I working class? My grandfather was a postman, a letter carrier, and my other grandfather was a tailor. Were they working class? But my father was a lawyer, and I'm a loser. If you wire me the monies, I can wire it to, yeah. And what are we doing? What are we doing about it? We should stop. If Nigeria wants this to happen, we should stop being nice to Nigeria. What about a single fathers, Lewis? Should single fathers decide not to be single fathers? Yes. No. People should not be allowed to be single fathers. There should be no divorce, number one. I was frozen out of my kids' lives a lot. And I want, when you hear, oh, he doesn't want to be involved, that's such a lie. I used to go to all the different groups, Steve. I used to go to Families Need Fathers, and I used to go to demonstrations and all sorts of things. And most fathers want to be involved in their kids' lives, but women want to have a new life, or they want to punish the man for not loving them enough. I am unworking class. That actually, I'm going to write that down. I'll never look at it again, but I think that's really funny. I'm unworking class. I'm working non-class, not classy. Not classy. I'm going to add that bit in. That's what Shank said. That's very funny. Very funny. Never been married. No one has been. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Lewis, never been married. No one has been right. What does that mean? You've never been married. You've never been married. I believe in marriage. I believe in marriage because if you let women off to the, you don't want to get me started. I'm a misogynist. I'm not a misogynist. How many times have you gotten the scam, cut and paste nonsense? You're speaking to Warmellian Stephen. The working class are the stinky poor people, OFC. At least that's how the upper class would describe it. Yes, well, that's historically correct. But that doesn't mean you have to be that way. But that's historically correct. Why aren't the working class just making their own damn money? I think a lot of the people who follow me are working class people because if you were like billionaires, you wouldn't care about these issues. Billionaires do not care about the mass migration into this country of people who are going to changing the actual fiber of the country. They don't care about this. So who are the people who care? They're people like you who work. But they're trying to prevent working class from being working class by allowing. This is where people hate me. I've got to be careful right now. It means I'm the runaway bride. It has to be right. What does that mean? I don't know what that means, the runaway bride. You were pregnant and you didn't want to get married? No. Women need I don't know. I've got to be careful because we have discussed this before. Do you remember when we discussed this early days? And Lucy remember Lucy Van Pelt? She got really angry at me. She got really angry at me. And a lot of women, they think, oh, my husband was bad to me. That's what my wife said to me. It takes a special person to make a reality check and not to follow the sheep. Thank you very much, Steve Cuff. I know that's what the film is. What happened in the film? I never saw the film. It came out a little bit after I stopped going to the movies. People above a certain age don't go to the movies. Do we listen to Lewis because of issues? I listen because you're the babbling brook of nonsense and you're hilarious. Maybe others do. What do you think, chums? I would like you to listen to me, but that doesn't mean you got to listen to every word that I say or take serious. I do believe it, but you have to. I know, like what I say. What am I saying? What am I saying? I don't even know what I'm saying. It's a good question. It's a good question. That's a really good question. Can I take a break while Joodles ask that question of everybody? Joodles is asking questions. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to read the answers to the questions. Already Stephen come in and says I'm based. Okay? But I'm going to go get some water. I'm going to maybe wash my face a little bit and get ready for the last 45 minutes of the show. Yeah, just because I say I don't know what I'm saying, that doesn't mean I'm not right. I could have stumbled upon it. That doesn't mean I'm wrong. I know what I'm saying. Every single thing I've discussed, I'm saying. But you might not understand it completely. So you have to ask yourself, what did you really mean by that, Lewis? Okay, I'm back. All right. I had some sauerkraut. I had couple of forkfuls of sauerkraut. Oats. Okay. So, I mean, my problem is because what I'm saying is deeply bothersome to some people, but I don't believe it totally myself. I don't believe it. Not no, I didn't have any cheese, Shanks. I did not have any cheese because it does something to me to like it makes me tired a little bit. You know, sometimes I have a little bit of mozzarella cheese in the middle of the thing. I don't have any food here. That's the thing. I've got frozen beef and eggs and cheese. That's what I have. And I've got one thing of coleslaw. And I'm so starved for plant foods. The point I'm making is this: single, there are men there. People should be more loving. And what the state has wanted, make sure you go to Twitter, Lewis Schaffer on Twitter, is what the state wants is the states want women working. They want women working, and they don't want women to have children. Okay? So they want women working and they don't want women to have children. So whenever they make a new flat in the country, it's a tiny little room where people can't have children. I'm really firm on my life choices and would rather be single than settle. We'll never do that. Yeah, I know you know what? I mean, thank you very much, Joe. I think it's horrible. I shouldn't say this to you. I think it's horrible. But I think it's horrible. Holly might be allowed back when her parents let her have the computer back. I think Holly is a guy. Um, have I rinsed the coleslaw? It's not coleslaw. It's a sauerkraut. Coleslaw is uncooked or unfermented. So I had a whole thing of coleslaw the other day, and it's bad for your stomach. I think it's not great. But people believe that they think, oh, I'm a hero. I'm a single mother. I'm a single mother. But you know what I mean. You could no. That's not being heroic. It's not being heroic. Heroic is being with somebody you hate because it's best to be there and finding some way to love them. That's what this is all about. Finding a way. This is what's happened to me at 68 years old. I'm finding ways to love people, looking at them and saying they're good. They're not evil. And I'm not good because I'm on my own. Of course they do, says Blackadder. I mean, there are obvious reasons. What are you talking about? But that is industrialists. They want to produce small little houses and they want women to work because women are paying taxes. So women don't have a chance to have kids. And or if they do have kids, they got to, like my wife, oh my God, this makes me so angry. Makes you so angry. Okay. But did you just see me get so angry? Did you see me have that little spasm? That's not right, Lewis. Why is being single horrible if every man has been horrible? Well, if every man's been horrible, yeah, because kids need their father there. Nobody loves them as much as their parents, and a father is a parent. Lewis, we watch you because out of all the YouTube hosts and all the bull, you are honest and real. We know this. But if you made thousands of pounds a week, you wouldn't be so real. Yeah, maybe you're right. You're right. I mean, you're right. You're right, teaser. I'm trying to be honest and real. The point is, let's get back on track about single motherhoods. There is no honor in single motherhood. Okay, you want to find honor. You want to say that I'm glad I did this, that men are shit. You want to believe that, Joe? I love you, Joe. But it's not a good thing. It's like the mother of my children. She wanted to find honor in this. And she thought I was a bad guy. She actually thought I was a bad guy, but I'm not a bad guy. I was such a good guy to my kids. I wrote a book. I wrote a book on phonics for them. I taught them, you know what I mean? I every single minute that I had with these kids, maybe it was too much. Maybe I wasn't such a great guy. Maybe I wouldn't have cared if I had been, you know, I don't know what I'm saying because I know I'm going to say something horrible. Yeah. The society we live in today is being overrun and destroyed for economic reasons. Okay. They rather bring in an adult person than build a school or give money to a person who has children in this country. They don't want you to have kids. And one of the ways they stop you from having kids is by forcing divorce to happen. Lewis, says Joe, the men I've gone out with have been shit. Sorry. Hence, I'm having some time out. Well, yeah. Well, they haven't been. No, maybe you have to look at yourself, Joe. When we're going out, you're going to be lovely. You're going to be lovely. And it's advice for myself. What is the advice I want to give? Yes, you've got to be lovely. You don't have to be lovely. But they're making it so easy to look at men as bad or women as bad. They want us to fight amongst ourselves. Meanwhile, 1 million people are coming in. Millions are coming into this country. And they're men who are working, who are going to do the jobs that our kids could do, which they would pay them more money. And so maybe they wouldn't be quite as often as a job. They are taking 50% of the jobs from men and demanding equal pay when their natural indication for hypergamy makes them ask, where are the men earning more million? That's totally right. It's just creating unhappiness. It's not women who are creating unhappiness. It's the economic forces which are saying to women, you're just as good, or not even just as good. You should work too. And then you wake up and you're 50 years old and you're not happy at work. Men aren't happy at work. But we know in order for women to like us, we need to make money and give women money and to be a success. It always rains in Manchester. It's worse in Birmingham, says Stephen. I don't know if that's true. I'm not making a complete thought on this thing. I know this. I know this. Men love, there you go. Lucy, you missed it, Lucy. I don't know whether you were paying attention to any of this stuff. But this is the same argument that you basically got so furious at me about. That's so true, Teaser. We have all talked about reining in Lewis's opinion so he can earn money from YouTube. It's so clear cut. Yeah. There's no money to be earned from YouTube. I am reining myself in because I know, I'm not saying that single mothers are bad people. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that men can't be shite on their own. But people used to be happily married back in the day. And now they're not. What has changed? Has 3 million years of male history suddenly become changed? That's my question. No. We live in a world which basically undercuts men. Undercuts men. A woman makes an X amount of money, and a man makes X amount of money. Nobody wants to go out with a man who makes the same amount of money. So they create happiness. The mother of my kids was so unhappy with me. I can't imagine that most of us are hoping our kids will become Uber Eats delivery drivers on the black market. That's an excellent point. So they import people to do this thing. And next thing you know, they're gonna own all of it. And they're hardworking, and maybe they should. Yeah. We should support Lewis via Patreon or whatever. Yeah, you could do that too. Or PayPal. Lewis, I don't check that enough, but I should, and I'll appreciate it. Ludd is a big contributor, and I appreciate it totally. Okay, so it's raining. Kermit says it's raining in Manchester. all day. The feminist ideology has made women think it's okay to cheat and to do whatever they want with their body, which causes single moms, yeah. And it causes high expectations. I'm against cheating. I'm against promiscuity. I'm against men and women doing this. I mean, in theory, I'm against it. Lucy, here's what Lucy has to say. And I have to be careful with Lucy because she could get very upset at me. I have not read what she's written, but when I see her name there, I say, I've got to be careful right now. Lucy says, men do not own all the jobs, Warmelian. Women are not taking jobs from men. We have as much right to those jobs as men do. And you could do a lot of those jobs. You can do a lot of jobs as well as men. But it doesn't make for happy women, and it doesn't make for happy men. It doesn't make for happy marriages. And it doesn't make, I remember when I was a kid, my father worked a job. He bought a house. My mother stayed home. And, I believe that. I became a single mother at 41, how my life changed. Well, that's good too. I'm glad you became a single. Well, what happened before that? Were you a mother at all without being a single mother? We didn't have a bad summer, but it has ended quite abruptly. Well, we don't know. Tomorrow could be nice. The point is the idea that women should work, try telling the caliphate that. Sully Hill bus station in Manchester is like the end of times. I couldn't even be arsed starting, Lucy. Fair play. So Joodles was thinking this. But because Joodles likes me, she just thinks to herself, you know what, I'm going to keep quiet. I don't need to get this guy worked up. I appreciate that, Joodles. Okay. Here in Kent, the weather is still warm and dry. It's a big country. It's not quite as small as you think it is. I haven't been that coherent in this discussion. I will say this. I don't think... I think we can let women work. But are there enough kids growing? Is there enough kids to fight against enemies who are at our doorstep? I'm not sure. Lewis, we are splitting up. I was 40 and discovered I was pregnant. Just oversharing. No, that's fine. That's fine. You were splitting up. But, back in the day, people they weren't splitting up. They were staying together. They used to stay together. Okay, we're married. I was watching Anthony Armstrong Jones, and he was like a real slag back in the day, and she was cheating too. But upper class people used to cheat back in the day. I think the working class people used to stay married. And then, because someone had to look after the kids. And that's why maybe working class people were maybe nicer than the upper class people. I can't believe I just said that. Working is not feminism. Women have always worked. No, they have not always worked. When you had 10 kids, you didn't leave them. I don't think you did. Keith Bexley. So I disagree with you, Lucy. I don't think women have always worked. Always, maybe in the last 30 years, worked. The number of women used to stay home and take care of the kids, which is what I tried to do, which is what I did with my kids, because she wanted to work. So I said, I'll stay home and take care of the kids. I got no respect for that. Anyway, so Keith Bexley says, yeah, but what are we living for? We really don't need anyone to deliver takeaways for people. Yes, we don't. It's death food. We can cook food at home. We don't even need to cook food. We can eat it raw beef. So Keith says, yes, we have such wealth and quality of life. We ought to be able to create an ideal society for everyone. Yes, and you don't do that by letting millions of people into the country. Millions of people into the country. Exactly. We don't need to have people painting rooms in flats for £100. We don't need it. You go an extra couple of years before you paint it. It doesn't need to be painted. When I moved it to East Dulwich, everyone was painting their flats. Everyone. Lucy, we'd be knackered if the women didn't do their bit during World War II. Well, wars are different. And then they went back to work, which is what they should have done, Steve Cuff says. Okay? You know what, Lewis? This is what Judel says. I agree with your principle, but what's the solution? Well, see, that's the question, Judels. There is no solution, so I'm just talking out of my ass. I'm sorry. And don't quote me as saying I'm just talking out of my... it's too far gone. Nobody is swooping in to pay all my bills. So there is no choice anymore. Exactly, Judels. That's why you need... Yes, exactly. You're going to have to work forever. That's the tragedy of the entire thing. I'm saying this... The old way probably made women happier. They took care of their kids, and then they were taken care of, and then they become, maybe they farmed a little bit in the back garden or something, knitted a sweater. Here is the point. Judels, you are totally, totally right. Okay? I'm saying this in principle. What is the solution, Judels asks. There is no solution. I don't know the solution. It's too far gone. The country is destroyed by feminization of people, by women working, okay? By women, nobody is swooping in to pay. No one is. It's sad. It's sad. And I like you so much, Judels, and I could just see, I know you like to work. I know you probably do a better job than most men. You're fantastic. But at the same time, it's sad. Blackadder says, yeah, but it wasn't like they officially inducted into the working place, Lucy. It was mostly supporting husbands. At that time, it was like just make a couple of pounds for the family, whatever. But unfortunately, when women make a lot of money, they lose respect for their husbands. And then their husbands lose respect for themselves and maybe start drinking and maybe become bad. Okay, an ideal society for everyone sounds like a fantasy. Yes. Okay, so I admit it. Judels has hit the nail on the head. In Scandinavia, where they've done the most to level the playing field for men and women in the workforce, most women still choose the female-oriented jobs like nursing. Men tend to choose male jobs. Yeah, because men and women are different. They are. The men and women are different. Steve Cuff likes what Judel says. My granny died in 2018, almost 97. Granddad left her when Daddy was wee for a woman in London. She always worked. What choice did she have? Well, now let's just say you weren't allowed to leave somebody. Maybe other family members take over. Maybe let's say you're not allowed to leave. They hunt the guy down and they say you stay married to her. And if they don't stay married, you get beaten by the state or beaten by the church or whatever it was. That's what they did. Remember 97. I'm in Glasgow. We live in twig shacks. Good luck, mate. I don't know what that's about. I had my first child at 17. My fifth at 39, widowed at 49. It's been so hard alone. Still is X. What is XXX? What is XXX, Joe? You giving a kiss or something? Yeah, it's very hard. It's hard. It's hard when your partner leaves you. But it's hard on women when they have and men, when you have lots of partners. You think that this person isn't the most important thing in your life. I looked at the mother of my children. She wasn't as bad as I made her out to be. She was bad to me for a time, but she got totally rewarded for that, going into court, and the court rewarded her. Couples had more kids. Yeah, yes. Anyways, yes, girl from Mars, I feel the pain. I feel your pain. Those things happen. Very bad things happen. And I hope, how old are you now? People have a future. They have a future. Couples had more kids in the past. Now it's 3 at max. Now nobody has even 3 kids. More people, more horny in the past? Or was it so that the children could help them at work? No, because children are amazing. And some of them used to die, but some of them, you used to have kids. That's what there was no birth control. I'm against birth control too. That is heartbreaking, girl from Mars, says Warmelian. Well done for being strong. Yes, well done. Well done. Keith Bexley says, Shanks, yes, I used ideal instead of perfect. Of course I agree. but we are so wealthy and advanced, we don't need people to deliver takeaways. Okay? We don't have lots of elderly people who need help. We do have lots of people who need help, but maybe if we had stronger families, they wouldn't be shipped off to these nursing homes like they are now. Maybe they'd stay at home because they'd be like my mother. She looked after my beautiful grandmother at home. Okay, she looked after my grandmother at home. And that's, and then my mother went to a nursing home. Horrible. Horrible. My uncle went to a nursing home, and the walls were like, it was horrible. I don't even want to say what happened. I'm not saying have communism at all, but we could definitely do better. Families, women are so important. They can teach the children at home. I know you want to work because you've been told, oh, going to work is so amazing. And for a couple of years, if you're 22, going to work is amazing. There are men there who are older than you, who pay attention to you, who may be cheating on their wives or something. So it's amazing. But when women get older, I don't think that they have as good a time. The war changed having kids for us, says Kermit. This was not the same in the U.S. My grandparents came from huge families, but neither of my parents did, and both were born after the war. My grandparents came from... Where did your grandparents come from, Kermit? That's sad, Alan. My granny was the greatest woman who ever walked the earth. Okay, you want to say that? That's good. You want to say that? That's good. The truth is, what is the truth? The truth is that people should stay married. That's what I think. Is there an easy solution? No. My mom, Warmellian, my mom won't go to a nursing home, Lewis. She says she will fight if we try to put her in one, and she's feisty for a 60-year-old. What, she's thinking about a nursing home already? I'm 68 years old. Oh my God, that's a bit scary. I'd rather go to prison than a residential home. Yeah. Yes. And who are we, I'm not saying those people aren't good, but they're not looking after their children. They're looking after, or their parents. They're looking after our parents, your parents. So how loving could they be? They're not bad people. This idea of importing people is horrible, is absolutely horrible. You could feel the fear of being in unless it's a super expensive nursing home. And even then, you don't want to live with somebody. Joe, here is the thing. I'm going to tell you something right now. I know you believe what you believe, but I don't believe it. They are treated so badly in the home, says Warmellian. Yeah, you could see it. You could see it, especially the poorer homes. Like my uncle was in like a poor home, and I'm not going to say he was horrible. I used to go and visit him because I was a great guy. And my aunt, too, I was a great guy. She didn't want to go to our home, and she died of cancer in her home. Her eyeball fell out. She had eye cancer. Eye cancer. Okay. Stephen, thank you very much. Next time you go, don't say you're going, because it's sad for me. Don't say you're going. You don't have to say you're going. You just go. When you come and see, come say hello. Hello, I'm here. I appreciate that, but don't say you're going, because it's really sad for me. But he's going to pick up his son. I adored working in my nursing home, Steve. Best job ever. But you just can't pay the bills with it. And why are people paid so little for it? Why? Because no one wants to do it. And they just think, well, what else can I do except work in a nursing home? Okay. When I finished my shift, I'd go sit with all the wee old people. Yeah, you're loving. You're loving. You're loving. The pay is terrible in nursing homes. Says Steve Cuff, the people who love working there actually care for residents aren't appreciated. Yeah, it could probably drive you crazy. It could possibly. That's why I'm trying to be as healthy as I can be. I'm trying to be as thin as I can be. I'm trying to stay out of those nursing homes. And that's what I'm trying to help every single person here is stay out of the nursing home. Stay out of the nursing home. Okay. We should change the subject. This is not good. Joodles, I'm going to pay Joodles a compliment again, which is, what is the solution? What is the solution? Ruben says, my parents looked after me and I will look after them. Well, a lot of parents don't look after their children because they're at work. So don't tell me work is a good thing for people to do. Okay? My NHS put dad in a home because they weren't able to operate on his broken shoulder because of ill health. He could not get upstairs at home. 2 years on, still no operation. They want $6K a month, Kermit says. Yeah, that's horrible. That's horrible. What kind of diet is he on? You've got to be on a strong, low carb, no plant diet. Girl from Mars calls them suicide pods. Yes. Yeah, they want them to die. Look what Boris Johnson did by putting all those people in there. Not that they died. They died from loneliness during the COVID times. It wasn't the germs that killed her. It wasn't this COVID fake bull. Okay. I didn't even know there was such a thing as eye cancer. There was, and I saw her eyeball actually fall out. Yes. Yeah. She didn't want to admit it. She was so afraid. And it was funny because she used to go get checked. This is my Aunt Lena, beautiful Aunt Lena. She used to go to the big clinic in New York, the cancer clinic, to get tested for cancer every single year. And then she got cancer herself, eyeball cancer. I don't know how she got eyeball cancer. I didn't know that at the time. It was like someone got eyeball cancer, but she got eyeball cancer. She like pretended she didn't have it. I went to the doctor with her and my father. I was a really good nephew. She did not have any children. If she had children, things might have been better for her. We should fight to have kids. Comedy. Sorry. Thank you, Shags. Comedy. Living on your own when you have a child can be better for the child as they don't see the conflict. It's also nicer to have your own space sometimes, too. It is nicer. But they'll see people negotiate a settlement, that living together. They should, what? Keith Bexley says, so that's what I say, Steve Cuff. You need to live with people. Life is with people, men and women. Yeah, it's crazy, Joodles and Steve. You can definitely put more money into that. Yet we put young men in hotels and all the legal extras, so it's insane. It's not insane. It's a deliberate plan to drive out the Angles, the Saxons, the Jutes, the Celts, the Cornish, the Welsh, the Picts, the Irish. It's a plan. If theory really is relative, then why don't they come to my birthday parties? Okay. I know of someone who had carbs in her eye after a male. Okay, here's another joke. After a male stripper threw his pants at her face. Crabs, who had crabs in her eye. I did misread that, sorry. Steve Cuff says, I know someone who had crabs in her eye after a male stripper threw his pants in her face. Okay. We lost 60,000 care workers because of mandated jibby jabs. Then last year we imported 15,000 care workers plus 60,000 of their families. Surely just treat our own workers better and pay them. Kermit, I would say that's base. That's what I believe. We don't have an immigration problem. We could live with half the population. There was once half the number of people here. We don't need that many people. So rooms in people's houses are not painted. So what? So people don't have au pairs. So what? Lewis is not a doctor. Please seek professional advice if required and do not try any of the suggestions at home unsupervised. Yeah, of course not. I'm not even a comedian, but I'm saying this for comedic satire. Last night, you decided there was nothing worse than waking up with someone every day. Or were you being contrary? The truth is, I didn't say there was nothing worse. You added that to it. I don't think I could do it now. Yeah. No, you're right. The problem is how do you square the circle? Is that the term that's used in this country? I'd rather live by myself, but I also rather live with somebody who's taking care of me and loves me and greets me with a smile, basically. So how do we get around this thing? Anthony lived with me for the first 12 years, then went to live with his dad. Tough, but hey, sharing is kind of Tough, but hey, I had a good bit though. Yeah, it's like my kids are living with me. They don't see their mother that much. They see me all the time. But they didn't um carbs or crabs are painful. But people should live with each other. They should live with each other. You want to know, well, why are all those women being groomed? Those young women, young girls being groomed because they didn't live in strong homes. And strong homes is a father and okay, the problem is that they want cheap labor. That is why they import these people. I say that that's base. That's totally true. They rather pay for a fully grown adult, than pay to have some teenager have a child and all the problems that they think is going to happen. We only need more workers because we have more people who will also grow old. It's a Ponzi scheme. That's exactly right. It's a Ponzi scheme. And the people that they're not just bringing in the people to ride the bikes for the Just Eats. They're paying for their family too, and their grandparents, which means more NHS. And then the NHS demands more money. So yeah, it's Kermit. It's horrible. It's a Ponzi scheme. Keith Bexley says this, Kermit, yet another absolute negative. I can remember James O'Brien actually admitted the care sector was one sector that had wages driven down because of immigration. There are so many reasons. Wages have been driven down by immigration. And like in America, as I've said many, many times before, when they said we're kicking out all the illegal aliens, and the illegal aliens couldn't go hang around looking for jobs or do horrible jobs because they were afraid the immigration people would turn up, those jobs, they paid more money and people turned up for that. Let's see. Yes, it's cheap labor and the left should be against it. Exactly right. But the left don't care about the working class people. So if you support labor, I mean, how can you support labor? You're either an idiot to support labor if you call yourself working class. They hate you. They're elitist people. Keir Starmer hates you. The police hate you. They think they're better than you. His Brexit rants were on another level. Whose Brexit rants were? Lewis. Do not make me live with Anthony's dad. I like my own house. Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? If you love your kid, you'll, like me, I wanted to stay in my house with my kids. And when you're told you got to move, you know what I mean? When the mother is making your life impossible, maybe I'm making her life impossible. Now, I think I'm trying to be a better person. You know what I mean? You can't just run. Donna, good to see you, Donna. Donna says James O'Brien is a W cur, and he has also adopted himself. What does that? He was also adopted himself. Yeah. Well, what does that mean, being adopted? I mean, I'm against adoption, really. I'm against adoption. People should be with their families. I believe in families. His Brexit rants run another level. Yeah. Arrogant, because he's probably thinking whatever. I don't even know what he's thinking. I can't watch anything of him. He's so ugly. Don't quote me as saying that because that's not nice. But I think he's really physically ugly. I mean, maybe you think he's good looking. Just drive yourself to the nearest migrant hotel. Quick accent, Steve Cuffs. This is what it says. Comedy. I don't know who Mark Normand is, but I'll try to be. Are you saying I'm not being funny here? I'm being too serious. Is that what you're saying? Halloumi is groovy, but cheddar is better. Halloumi is groovy. Halloumi is groovy. I don't know. Is that a poem? The point is, this is what the point is. The point is, we may not be able to change anything on this thread, but we should at least know what the story is. They want women to work. Okay? They want women to not have children. They want people to get divorced so they can have two separate homes, which need two separate builders, which need two separate IKEA, whatchamacallit, so that people can get benefits, so they could be controlled. He hit every branch of the ugly tree. James O'Brien, that is. Yeah, yeah. I mean, painful, bad skin. He just looks like he's been picking at his face. People out there, don't pick at your face because that's how you get the holes in your face. So I have one hole over here. Or is it over here? I don't know where that came from. The Cheddar Cheese Song by Sean Keaveney. By Sean Keaveney. I never heard of that. Comedy is a Mark Norman catchphrase. Lewis Schaffer used to be an American comedian. Want or need? What do we want or need? What are you talking about? I mean, there were moments I was in this flat all by myself. All by myself. And the pain was unbelievable. All alone. And I wanted to see my kids. If you want to know what that pain is, you should read. What's his name? Who's the guy who did the Live Aid thing? What's his name? You know I don't like Mondays. What's his name? Tell me why I don't like Mondays. Who sang that song? What's his name? Kermit says, did you see the guy, Bob Geldof, right? He wrote a book about him where he was told he couldn't see his kids. He could not see his kids. He used to drive in front of the house or drive by the house. I don't think he probably didn't plant his car in front of the house, but he couldn't go in. And that's what I have felt. I have felt that. Horrible. Bob Geldof. Thank you, Judels. I have felt that, where I could not see my kids. I wanted to see my kids. Please let me see my kids. Please let me see my kids. Okay? Okay? Steve Cuff doesn't need to read anything about that pain. No, and then we're told you don't love your kids because I didn't love you. Okay? Absolutely horrible. And so I'm here all by myself. All by myself. And that's when my troubles, they continued. I'm here. I'm so alone. I'm so lonely. My kids are literally on the next street over. A 3-minute walk. Maybe 2 if I ran. Maybe 1 if I ran. I could see their house from here. I could see my house. The painful loneliness of a man's existence. The people wonder why the self-aliving rate is so high, Warmelian. That's exactly true. I used to think of that every single day. Every single day I thought about that. Lewis, you are not all by yourself. Well, when you're not with your kids, you're by yourself. When you can't see your kids. I would say it's worse when women are prevented from seeing their kids. I would say that. But every single day I thought about unaliving myself. And the reason I didn't do that is because okay, so we're going to say goodbye. I don't want to end the show. I'd be crying. I don't want to end the show and me crying. But the situation in this country among the white native people is totally wrong. Thank you, Judels. Is totally, totally wrong. I don't have an answer for it. But we have to stop bad-mouthing each other. Women have to stop bad-mouthing men. Men have to stop bad-mouthing women. You know, was my wife horrible for what she did? She did what she thought was best. Would any other woman do what she did? A lot of women would. You could say, oh, I would never do that. But a lot of women would. Okay. So we're going to say goodbye to everybody. This has been our best show ever. Okay. I hardly see my son. Okay, well, there you go. That's really sad. Joe says she hardly sees her son. Yeah. You need a man there to tell the boy child, go see your mother. Your mother loves you. And to know what love is. And you need a woman there to say, you go see your dad. You spend time with your dad. Your dad wants you. We have to spread the love. Anyway, the state, says Kermit, responsibility for our children, like they own them. Yes, they do, Kermit. Why do they do that? Why do they want responsibility? Because they are communists. And when I say they're communists, I'm talking about the Tories are communists. Labor are even more communists. They want our children. Look, don't get down about it. Let's Starmer and all the communists push as hard as they like, and the equilibrium will balance itself out in the next generation. No, that's right. This is what Donna says. Well, let's just hope. Let's just hope. Everybody go to Discord. Do you all have the Discord? If you don't have the Discord, tell me, and I'll put the new Discord. Let me put the new Discord thing up. I'm going to put a Discord thing up. Okay? And then we can go. I'm going to put the Discord thing up. If I know, every time I go to the Discord page, I always find it complicated. Okay. Okay, I'm putting it up. Okay, here this goes. Okay, whoops, can you see that? Is it there? That's the Discord thing. Join the Discord, okay? Yeah. I'm gonna miss. It's so warm in this flat. It's ex-council, so the council just pours money. It's not even ex-council; they own it. They pour money into this thing. So I'm going to say thank you to everybody here. If you can, if you have any extra money, 10 pence a day, is $3, £3 a month. You can go to PayPal, paypal.me. I'm Israel Chai, Reuben. I believe in that completely. I'm Israel Chai. Okay? You could go to Patreon. You can do that. Please that means the thumbs up. Go press the thumbs up. How many people have pressed the thumbs up? Let's see how many people have pressed the thumbs up. Doesn't say. Let's see. 30 people. So that's brilliant. 30 people. But if you've forgotten about it, you can do that. Thank you very much. What are the other things we need to remind people of? Subscribe, like, Patreon, PayPal, Discord. How about that? I want to thank you, Joe. I'm with you. You don't see your kid enough? I know that pain. And I think women feel that. I don't think women feel it less than men. I think they feel it more than men. So I'm with you. Alan, Steve Cuff, Joodles. Thank you. Alex, Shanks, Ruben. Thank you very much. Warmelian. Thank you very, very much. These are just the people who've participated. Donna Aylesbury, always appreciated. Always. Shush Weavers, I could see her more. I would like if she said more things. It would be nice. Even Cheese String. Nice to see someone coming in. It raises the numbers. Reuben, Yisrael Chai, which means the people of Israel live. And we will live way past these horrible people who are trying to kill us. The people of Israel will live. Okay? I hope. That's what I'm hoping. Lud, Reuben, the people of Britain will live. Let us live. Let us fight for this country. It's a great, great, great country. Absolutely nothing to be embarrassed about compared to other countries. We've done more good. We've promoted more welfare around the world. People are living longer because of us. They're healthier because of us. We basically eliminated slavery around the world, except in Muslim countries. Okay? We've been nice to people. We've brought education and books, and the English people have. America is a great country because of England. Is it not? Is it not a great country? It is a great country. Okay? So, girl from Mars. She's got 5 kids. God bless her. And a bit of sadness. Alan Williams. Black Adder, thank you for coming in. I hope to see you tomorrow. Shanks is a huge help doing the thumbnails, a lot of the thumbnails that I'm doing, that I put up. So he's been a real help. Lucy didn't talk as much, but she wasn't horrible to me. I love Lucy. That's like that thing. I love Lucy. Keith Bexley, brilliant. Stephen, thank you, Stephen. Teaser Pop. Teaser Pop, exactly. Brilliant. Stephen, brilliant. Brilliant. So this is the people who are in. If I haven't mentioned you a name, or maybe I mentioned it and you didn't hear it, say, what about me, Lewis? Just write on the bottom right now, what about me, Lewis? Let's do that. What about me? And let's just say this. We need to be nice to each other. We need to look at the women in our lives and be nice to them. We need to look at the men in our lives. We need to be nice to them. That's what we need to do. Alex, thank you. Let's see if anybody... Romantis came in late. And Bobby Crush. Thailand is boiling hot today. Well, that's not a surprise. If you told me it was snowing in Thailand, I'd go, wow, where is it snowing in Thailand? But Bobby Crush, thank you. Romantis, thank you. Alex is talking to Lucy Van Pelt. Thank you. Lud, thank you. Brilliant. And I did, you did about me. Yes, this is about you. Huge fan of you, Joe. Huge fan. Huge fan. So this has been the best show ever. You've been the best thing. We've had a great crowd. I mean, I wouldn't know if it's a crowd, but you've been amazing. So, Keith, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. I don't want to, but I'm going to hang up. But no, I don't. No, I don't. But no, I don't. Okay. I don't want to say goodbye, but I'm going to have to say goodbye. I'm going to say goodbye. Blackadder, good one. I'll see you later, everybody. Go on to Discord right now and see if you're all on Discord. Okay. There